is Gary from Mazda Engineering. There's several things I want to bring up now, which is the accessories on the engine, which is the power steering, air conditioning, and the alternator. And right here we have brackets for the alternator. But first we want to talk about the alternator. We're going to say, if you're not going to have any air conditioning, you're going to have aren't having any power steering, then we can use this belt here. This is the size of the belt.
That's good.
Okay, we'll go over to the engine now, and I'll show you how it works. This belt, if you're not using air conditioning or power steering, you can use this belt. Now, as you can see, there's clearance here for this adjustment, and this is the tightening side of the belt, so it's not going to be flapping. So you'll use this belt if you're not going to have any air conditioning or you're not going to have any power steering. So that's what you'll be using. But now we'll go back on the other side, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do as far as the power steering. We have the bracket for the power steering pump, and we have one for the adjuster. Now we'll start to put these on the engine and the belt. These are the wrenches we'll need. Looks like 14 millimeter and 17 millimeter. We'll start by putting these on the engine. This bracket is designed specifically for this engine with the power steering, using the Miata power steering pump. All right, now let me just get a couple of wrenches over here. I'm just talking them up lightly, so once you put it on your engine, you'll be putting in. Now we're going to put the pump on. We have a nut welded on the back here, so you don't have to worry about fussing with a nut. Trying to find it, because this is just over the power steering rack on the car. I'm just going to snug this up because we have another bracket to put on. This bracket goes on here. Okay. And we'll use a 12 millimeter on this. Now what we do is you rock the pump so that it touches this bracket. This bracket will have to be cut off. It's extending up too high and then it'll interfere with the belt. You tighten these up. And now the next step we have to do is put the adjustment bracket on. Well, the first thing we have to do now is, because we did put this belt on, is take this belt off, because this belt, the power steering belt, goes behind First thing you're going to do is put the belt around the back of the pulley. Get that behind the back of the pulley. And you have to put it behind the adjustment. If you don't put it behind the adjustment now, you won't get it there because it's that close to the timing case cover. Now there's a roll pin. There's a roll pin on the back of the bracket. As you can see, you can go any which way. So you gotta snug it up. Once it's snugged up, then you can tighten it. That's gonna prevent it from. Now the next step is to get the belt around the pulley on the engine. Okay. Now that we have it around here, now we'll take up the tension. Now this is a left-hand thread. Left-hand thread on this bolt here. Make sure it's in the groove all the way on both on the crankshaft, on the bottom of the crankshaft, and also around the pulley. That's the adjustment pulley. Once you get the proper tension on it, then it's time to tighten up the lock nut. This will prevent the adjustment screw from unwinding. There's a relief cut on the side here of the bracket, right here. There's a little relief on the bracket so that you can get your wrench in there. Once you tighten it up, you'll have enough room to catch your wrench. Tighten that up. So now you have the power steering on. Now if you're going to use this without the air conditioner, all you do is put this belt on. And you're set to run the alternator and the power steering pump. The only more thing I want you to note here, go over here, right, Donald, is the clearance on the filter is close. I mean, really close. So with that, I use a Fram filter. The regular Honda filters are a little bit too much. It's really close. I'd suggest putting a little, once you tighten it up all the way, note where it's tightened up and then put a little dent in your filter, just so that you're not gonna rub on the filter like that. I believe that I think a 2013 CRV filter is a little smaller in diameter. That might fit. I haven't checked that out yet, but if you want to get the smallest diameter filter, the Honda filters are bigger in diameter. You know, naturally when you're doing a retrofit on this, it's a compromise of everything. So right now, this filter seems to work good. I have it on my own car, not a problem. It's not hitting, and it's very close tolerance up here too. You can see up here, right over here where the solenoid is. It's close, but it doesn't hit. So, and that should do it. Now, I want to also, if you put the air conditioning, if you're using the air conditioning compressor, which we use the air conditioning compressor from the Honda, which is mounts right here. But you want to leave this bracket on because this is the adjustment bracket for your belt. But if you're using air conditioning, all you do is use the regular belt that comes with the Honda V6 engine, and that will take care of the alternator and the compressor. Then you'll have to make up some fittings that connect to the air conditioning on the Miata. And that should do it right now, because if there's any questions, you can, feel free to call. Oh, see? Just gotta make sure, see what happened here? There. Just make sure your belts are on, like something like that. You don't want to do that and then the belt slips off and stretches and messes the belt up. So we have plenty of clearance here, so it's not rubbing, but you have to be. It's close. It's close. But when you're doing something like this, you have these compromises. And that's it for this part of the video. Just wanted to address the accessories part of it. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask and we'll try to answer all your questions. Thank you and have a good day.